Welcome back, eSIM Studios Podcast Live Stream, episode number 183. I apologize. I had to think about that for a second. We've been doing so many lately, sometimes I lose count. But thank you for joining us. Very interesting thought I had yesterday. And it hit me immediately after yesterday's podcast. As soon as I hit end stream, I started thinking, damn, there's a lot of people that don't like Pixel. Now, and we're going to get to it. I made a list. I think I have like 13 reasons, right? And you can, certainly in the chat, you can, now if you're watching on Twitter or Instagram, come over to eSIM Studios YouTube channel and join the chat. There's already a number of folks in here already, so thank you. But I wanted to get to a list of reasons why people hate Pixel. Now I have an on-screen graphic, so let me move my microphone a little bit here. Need to move over this way. There we go. Okay, so we got an on-screen graphic. I got like 13 reasons. I was coming up with reasons of why everybody hates Pixel. I'm not really sure why, but there's a large percentage of people that just don't like Pixel devices for whatever reason. I can find 13 of them, right? I think there's 13. And please add to the list if I'm missing one, because these are I spent a good amount of time brainstorming. They came to me pretty quick, but I think it was like 30 minutes or something came up with this list. But I wanted to schedule it early. I'm going to try to schedule these live streams. Like as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to schedule the next one for tomorrow. So you know what the topic is, you know what time. Of course, I was late. I'm always late. I know people that are on time probably drives you insane, but it is what it is. I've tried my whole life to be on time, and I'm just a late person. So if you missed this podcast, you can always check the replay on the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. You can always catch the audio form on any podcast platform, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio app, Samsung Podcasts. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, search eSIM Studios. Also, you can Google eSIM Studios Podcast, and a list of each platform that hosts our podcast. It'll show up on the Google search, right? Before we get to this list, I'm selling some phones. I have way too many phones, and I'm about to accumulate at least one more in the next month or so, maybe two, with the Pixel 9 Pro XL and possibly the iPhone 16 Pro. But I have a couple phones for sale, and I have the Nothing Phone 2 for sale, and I have the CMF Phone 1 for sale. If we go to, there's 3 places you can buy them, and I have all 3 of them listed on my website, esimstudios.app. If we check out esimstudios.app, Nothing Phone 2 right here. I have the 3 places you can buy them: esimstudios.store, OfferUp, and then I have a Wix store. You can purchase from either one of those places. It's up to you. Now, OfferUp, I have an asking price of $450. OfferUp is cheaper. It's at $400, but that's because they add on a tax or a fee or whatever. So basically equals out to $450. Now that's the average price. I got on Swappo. Those are going anywhere from like $430 to $500. So I just thought $450 would be perfect. It's in really good shape. Also, CMF Phone 1, if you're interested, same thing, right? $250, which is actually cheaper than on Amazon. It's essentially new. OfferUp, I think, might be a little cheaper due to the fees. But it equals out to be the same thing. So I have the specs down here if you're interested, and I got pictures as well. So, I keep my devices in good condition, and it's really, really good. Now, I'm also going to add more. So maybe tomorrow when I add another device, I'll let you know. But if you're interested, I got phones for sale. Price might be negotiable, but they're set at a fair market value, right? I'm not lowballing it, but I'm not asking extreme amounts of money. This is about average. I've done my homework. I used to sell phones for a living, so I know exactly how to look for the average price, fair market value. So if you're interested, go to eSIMstudios.app and you can purchase one of those devices at the links provided. Now, let's get into this list, right? So let me remove this screen share. Let me add my list that I came up with. Okay, hang on one second. You got a Pixel 9 Pro at Best Buy? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go tomorrow and check them out. Okay. Let's see here. Where is it? Boom. Damn it. I knew this was gonna block me. Okay. My freaking automatic. Hang on. I think I can turn off auto framing. Huh. Alright, that'll do. Okay. So, let's look at this list. We'll go down the list. I'll explain why people hate it, and I'll explain the reason why people dislike Pixel, and possibly what Pixel has done or not done to fix these issues, okay? So, the very first thing I could think of is basically what I expanded on a few days ago, right? Price is too high. Now, this is my big gripe with the Pixel 9 series, and it's simply due to the CPU. Now, it has a flagship screen, a beautiful AMOLED screen, LTPO screen, nice big display. You got the new bigger 6.34-inch Pro, and then you have the actually bigger 6.8-inch Pro XL. Beautiful displays. Phenomenal cameras, as you know, but the CPU, and we're going to get into after we go over this real quick, guys. And don't get it twisted. This leaked on purpose. It's not a coincidence. So we're going to get into the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. The specs were leaked on that new CPU. Holy shit, it is badass. I cannot wait to get my hands on the new S25 because, well, we'll get into it. And then also the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 came out. Is it 7S Gen 3? Yes, 7S Gen 3 is launched as well. We're going to get into that and what devices I think that's going to be found on. You may be surprised, maybe not, but we'll get into it. So the Pixel CPU, it might barely be, well, I'm just talking about the CPU, might be a flagship, but in my opinion, barely. Is it in the flagship category? I guess, depending on who you ask. But it's when you look at this 8 Gen 4 from Snapdragon, it blows the Pixel CPU out of the water. Now, it will be a direct competitor. The Pixel 9 Pro XL is going to go up against the S23 Ultra or Note 25, whatever they call it. It's going to go up against the S25 Plus or S25 Pro, whatever they call it. Direct competitors. So these will be competitors, and the Samsung, a flagship Samsung that's going to have the 8 Gen 4, literally going to wipe the Pixel CPU off the map. Which is why I'm really have my eye set on the Pixel 10 with their new CPU. But we got to wait a year. So this is what we got. I think they're asking too much money. Now, I'm a hypocrite because I bought one. Well, actually, technically, I bought two. I'm a hypocrite, okay? Next, everybody is. But I'm a sucker for pixels. I am hashtag Team Pixel. So now they may pull that after they watch some of my videos. Because, look, I'll give them credit. If they kick me out, I don't care. It is what it is. But I'm trying to be honest to you, the viewer, and just give you my honest opinions. Look, I don't live and die by hashtag Team Pixel. If they kick me out, they kick me out. If the device is good, I'm going to tell you it's good. If the device sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. But I think they're charging too much money for what you get. And I'm specifically talking about the CPU. right? So that's the number one reason. Number two, video camera. We all know Pixel has had phenomenal camera samples. I'm talking about still photos. Phenomenal. Dating back to whenever the Pixel 1 got launched. Nexus, not so much, but that's why they generated the Pixel line, is to have a flagship device to compete against iPhone, which we'll get to later. But video is one area that has always been lacking. Now, there are brand new sensors in this Pixel 9 series, and I think that's one area they really need to get control of and produce really good videos. I'm talking, a lot of people in the industry say iPhone is the best video, and it might be. I don't ever use mine. Maybe I should test it, but I freaking hate iPhone, so that's why I never pick it up. But video quality, if they can get a hold of this video quality issue, and it's not necessarily, now they're putting 8K video in this new one. You know, not many people shoot on 8K. It eats up too much data, memory. And honestly, nobody has an 8K monitor. I mean, I'm sure somebody does, but I don't. So not that big of a deal. But I'm just talking about quality, motion, focus, focal length, focal points. It's just not. It's above average. It's above par. But it's not iPhone level, right? Even I would say Samsung has got better video quality. You know, that's one thing I need to test on this Nothing Phone 12. It probably takes the best photos out of any device I have, but I haven't really tested the video quality on it, which I might do here in the next couple days. But anyways, moving on to number 3, buggy software. Buggy software. It was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing when the Pixel 6 lineup was launched with Android 12. It essentially was launched with beta firmware. So many people with ours. We had one Pixel that was okay. I didn't really have any issues with it. And another Pixel that was the complete opposite. Bugs all, and this was stock firmware. Mine had the beta version. The other one that had issues was running stock firmware, no beta. It would crash. Apps wouldn't launch. When you open the camera app, it would freeze, or it would not launch the camera app, or crash in the camera app. It was so buggy, and I think that's one of the reasons why they're not launching the new Android 15 with this Pixel 9 series. I think they cannot afford another Pixel launch with brand new firmware. And I think they're going to continue this tradition of they're going to separate the launch of the new OS with the new Pixel, because before this Pixel, so the Pixel 8 series is going to launch with the Android 14. Android 14 has been out for a year. Android 15 right around the corner. And trust me, when Android 15, the stable build is released, the Pixel 9 series will get Android 15 first. Actually, I'm sure all Pixels will, but trust me, they're going to push it to the 9 first. They're going to reward the new phone buyers. Now, you're going to see that tradition continue, because before this launch, Google used to always release the new version of Android with the brand new Pixel device. And it was like, ooh, I can't wait to get my hands on this. But with the launch of the Pixel 6 series, it was an utter disaster. If you go back on Reddit and you look up Pixel 6, Android 12, buggy software, something like that, oh God, you're going to see a long list of issues, major issues people had. And that's embarrassing, right? You don't see Apple release a brand new iPhone, let's say with a brand new iOS version, and it just has major issues. You don't see it. Now, is there a anomaly every now and then? Sure. But for the most part, it's a pretty smooth launch, right? Or Samsung. I've never heard of that on a Samsung phone. So I think you're going to see that continue them launching a new Pixel device, and then a month or two later, they'll introduce the new version of Android, right? Okay. Glitch in Zoom. This is mind-blowing for me. And it's been my number one, not number one gripe. Maybe number 2 or number 3. Number 1 is overheating. We'll get to in a minute. This is probably even my second or third biggest gripe with Pixel. If you have a Pixel, and it doesn't matter any Pixel you have, the Pros, the XLs, the base model, whenever you go into video and you hit record, right, just regular 1x, or you can even start off at 0.6. Whenever you record a video and your zoom hits 5x or greater, there is a glitch in the software. And I've been noticing it, I think, ever since Pixel 3 or I think 3 XLs when I first started noticing it. Now, I didn't have a Pixel 2 or Pixel 1 to test on, but ever since the Pixel 3 series, because I had 3 and 3 XL, and even the A series with Pixel 3a. You go into video, you go to zoom, and when you zoom, let's say you go from 1, there's a bird in a tree you want to zoom in on. So you're in 1x while you're recording video, and you go to 10x. Whenever it crosses that 5x level, it glitches. It stutters, but what it's doing is it's switching lenses, right? It's physically switching a lens to create that zoom-like effect. So anytime it goes over 5x, it'll switch lenses and you get that glitch. I don't know why. When I go to, I go to Best Buy? I'm getting the phone on Thursday. I might not go to Best Buy since I'm getting the phone this week, but that'll be one of the first things I test. I don't know why there's glitches and Samsung doesn't. Nothing doesn't. CMF doesn't. OnePlus doesn't. iPhone doesn't. It's very annoying, and you even see it in the playback. So it's not only when you're recording. You go back and watch the video. You send the video to a friend. You post it online on Instagram, wherever. You see the glitch. So it's not only while recording, you even see it on the playback. So that drives me insane how they have not fixed this. I don't know what's going on with this glitch. And please tell me, if you have a Pixel, please test it out, because I know it's not just me. If I notice this on every single device, every Pixel I get, if it's there, then y'all have to have it on your Pixel. I would understand if it was like maybe just one phone or something, or a series, right? But it's been every Pixel for years. I don't get it. So Google, please fix that. I know I have some Google employees that are subscribed to the channel, and I do know that they watch this channel. So if you're watching, please fix this. Talk to whoever you need to talk to and get it fixed. Okay. Hashtag Team Pixel Creators. Number 5, reasons why people hate Pixel. Hashtag Team Pixel Creators. Yes. So the drama over this Team Pixel stuff, where a marketing company, so technically Google does not own the term Team Pixel. It is a marketing company that Google hires to promote the Pixel brand. So Pixel pays a third-party company, third-party marketing company, to promote and advertise Team Pixel. Now, Tech Odyssey, Adam from Tech Odyssey, he posted on a community post and made a video about 5 days ago, showing that Team Pixel sent him a agreement, basically saying, hey, you have to agree not to talk bad about Pixel, and you have to agree that you're not going to put any other brand over Pixel when comparing the two. I've never gotten that. I don't know. And again, I scoured through my emails for the past few years. Like, did I just miss this? Are they sending this to everybody? I didn't get anything like that. Now, again, maybe they will in the next few days. They might probably see this video, because I'm tagging them in all my videos. Like I always do. I always tag nothing. I always tag OnePlus. Every video I do, I always tag the company. I'm going to be honest. Again, if the product sucks, I'm going to let you know it sucks. If I like it, I'm going to tell you I like it. And if they kick me out, so be it. But I do enjoy being hashtag Team Pixel. Again, I've had every Pixel ever built. I've had every Nexus ever built, minus I haven't had the Pixel tablet. But basically 95% of Nexus and Pixel products I've had. I enjoy using them, right? Obviously. But you can't trust some of these people, because what if they hit, and I'm not speaking out to Adam from Tech Odyssey. He actually declined it and said, screw you, I'm out. I'm not going to sign this document. But other people, right? I know Flossy Carter. I've gotten to know him a little bit behind the scenes. He's a really cool guy. He's one of the channels, even before I started this YouTube channel, he's one of the few creators that I honestly trust his opinion. And there's not many others that I do. I just don't, because it's just like a lobbyist, right? In Washington. If this lobbyist, it's like that right to repair bill, right? Apple doesn't want you to have the right to repair your device anywhere. Apple wants you to come to them to get a screen repair. They don't want a third-party company repairing your screen. Stick with me just for a second. So lobbying, right? Team Pixel is just like lobbyists. So if Apple pays all these politicians behind the scenes, donates to their campaign, gives them money, there's a right to repair bill in Congress. It's stuck there. It's been sitting on its hands for, I don't know, a year or two, and they're not voting on it. And I think they did, I think this is the second time around. They shot it down the first time. Well, it's up for another vote, but it's just stagnant because Apple's paying these lobbyists, essentially hanging fruit over their head, a carrot over their head, saying you better not vote for this right to repair bill because we just gave you $750,000, right? Same thing with this Team Pixel. How can you trust these YouTubers that did agree to that agreement? And we don't know who agreed to that agreement and who didn't. But sometimes you just can't trust people online with reviews, right? They're trying to sell something. What if there's a deal behind the scenes? Hey, here's our link. You get 10% of every sale. Well, of course they're going to push it and tell you it's badass when it's not. So here's the thing: we don't know who's in or who has signed that agreement and who has not. Basically saying, hey, you have to promote this. You can't talk bad about this. And when you're comparing the OnePlus 12 versus the Pixel 9 Pro XL, you can't recommend or prefer the OnePlus 12 over the Pixel. That's real. That's a real thing. Like, this really goes down behind the scenes. And that's one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of sponsors, right? That's the reason why I don't have a ton of affiliate links, because I don't feel comfortable doing it flat out. I just don't. I could be making a killing. I mean, I'm making a little bit of money, but trust me, I'm not getting rich off this. But I could, if I was said yes to everything and just sell out, I could easily make a ton of money. But I'm kind of not, just because I don't feel comfortable doing it. So number 5, can't really trust some of these creators. Again, Flossy Carter, 1000% trust his. And he's the same way. He doesn't have a lot of affiliate links. He doesn't have a lot of sponsorships. He just gets on camera, reviews the tech, and tells you his opinion. And that's kind of what I modeled my channel after. So definitely recommend his opinion. Okay. Past build quality. Look, Pixel 5, it's kind of cheap. Pixel 3 XL, kind of cheap. 3A. Now, it is a budget phone, but I'm talking about flagships. Even the Pixel 6, even though it had this cool new look, I don't know. Build quality in the past has been an issue, but I think with this build quality, and I think Daniel, since he went to Best Buy to look at the device, Daniel, you might let us know if the build quality to you looks good. I haven't had one in my hand yet, but I saw one reviewer saying, maybe it was Tech Odyssey, saying that the build quality feels phenomenal. He did say the stock Pixel 9, the base Pixel 9, kind of felt cheap. So there's a perfect example. Now, I know it's not the flagship, but you're still paying $800 for the base model. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is, $700-800, and it doesn't feel that good quality. That's another reason. Overheating issues, number 7. This has been my number one gripe. Overheating issues. over and over and over again. Now, Google, I think, finally has started to address this by putting a vapor chamber, a heat dissipation mechanism inside of the Pro models. So the Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro XL, and Pixel 9 Pro Fold, aka Fold 2, all have vapor chambers now, thank God. We saw yesterday the benchmark testing. It did get hot, but that's when the vapor chamber matters, right? So it kicked in, and against the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, that both failed the test. The Pixel did not drop any frame rates, kept the brightness on, and kept on trucking. If they did not have a vapor chamber in the past, guarantee you would have overheated, would have shut down. So I think they're finally addressing this issue. It's going to be 104 here in South Texas on Thursday when I get the device. So I'm going to record the unboxing. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to try to get it to overheat and shut down. So I'm going to take advantage of this heat and see what we can do. But it looks like they're finally addressing that issue. Customization. There's not a lot of customization compared to a Samsung device where they have a whole theme store. On the Galaxy Store, you can download themes and apps, folders in the app drawer. Pixel is kind of like slow to advance in customization. It is Android. It's way more customizable than iPhone, which tells you how bad iPhone or how far behind they are in customization. But they can do more, right? They can do more. Now it's gotten better, but they are behind OnePlus. They are behind nothing, which you can customize like crazy. They are behind Samsung, customization crazy. So I still think that's an area they can improve. So that's another dig people throw at Pixel. Ecosystem. They are improving ecosystem. However, again, late to the party. Samsung phones, Samsung earbuds, Samsung tablet, Samsung laptop, right? And whatever else I'm at, Samsung watch, right? Pixel, they're getting there. Apple, Apple iPhone, Apple iPad, MacBook, Apple Watch, earpods. Everything syncs up together perfectly. Samsung, Apple. Now, Pixel's kind of the same way. They're getting there, but they're not there fully. They're not there yet, but they're almost there. But that's another dig people take at Google. They're late to the party with their ecosystem, right? Bland style. So you kind of see now, I think they nailed this look in this design language on this Pixel 9 series. I freaking love the way it looks. I think next year you'll see an even more with the new Pixel 10. You're going to see an even more striking design language. It'll have this same design language, but on this Pixel 9 series, the corners, so the sides are flat, but from the front screen and the back panel, on the sides, it's slightly rounded when you go from the front and back panel to the side. Slightly rounded, fits good in your hand. I think they might take a little more sharp right angle, 90-degree angle on this Pixel 10 series to kind of make it look like the Nothing Phone 2, right? Or the S24 Plus. But and the colors have kind of been bland, right? They kind of have like real just blah colors, just kind of pastel, no bold. Well, the pink, again, they kind of addressed that this year, but in the past, pretty bland, kind of boring. It kind of goes back to the customization, just not a lot there. I, for one, think they fixed the issue with the looks this year, and I think Android will, and I'm talking about stock Android, the Pixel software is so slowly getting there. They're adding a little more customization to every generation of Android. But definitely bland style has been a knock against the Pixel brand. Now, number 11, trying to be like iPhone. So, as we all know, iPhone leads the pack in consumer sales here in the United States. Not in the world yet, but they sell a massive amount of phones every single year. So we're not really going to catch them on sales, right? But I think some people, I've seen some criticism online saying how Google is trying to be like iPhone. Now, Samsung, obviously, as you know, with the new earbuds 3 and the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra, you can say they were trying to copy Apple. Now, Samsung CEO was pissed, and I don't know how he doesn't approve these things before they get the green light to be manufactured, but it is what it is. Now, with Google, I don't think there's that blatant of copying or trying to look like Apple, but you can tell, I can see they've been taking harsh criticism, not just recently, but over the past few years, trying to be like Apple. Now, part of me says, is that such a bad thing? I mean, I get it. You want to be Android and you want to be independent of Apple because Android is better than iOS, right? Pixel, in my opinion, is better than iPhone. Samsung, better than iPhone. My Nothing Phone 12. Samsung is better than Apple. My Nothing Phone 12 is better than an iPhone. Like, I just don't... I get why Apple sells a lot, but I think all these Apple fanboys, I think they're brainwashed. Honestly, they are brainwashed. I think these people that go online and just promote and tout Apple and iPhone as it's iPhone or nothing are literally insane when it comes to the iPhone take. I hate iPhone and I hate Apple with a passion. So, but I can see how some people, but look, that gets back to what I was saying. Is that a bad thing? I kind of like the way iPhone looks, but talk about boring. Holy crap. They've had that same design for the last 6 years. Now, I think what's going to be cool is them starting to do the iPhone Air and then iPhone Flip, but we'll get to that when that time comes. But getting back to Pixel, that's not such a bad thing. But I don't see that much comparison, honestly. So it is what it is. Poor modem performance. Number 12. Google, I think, fixed it this year. They put a brand new modem, very high performing modem, in this new Pixel 9 series. Pixel 9, Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro XL, Pixel 9 Pro Fold, all getting a brand new modem. So in the past, getting back to the Pixel 6, even the Pixel 5, Pixel 7, we had a Pixel 7 that had a big modem issue. In the battery life, it chews through your battery like nothing. If your phone is continually, and that's one thing that uses a lot of battery, if it continually is searching for a strong signal, you're going to blow through your battery. So this new modem, it's super advanced, state-of-the-art modem where it'll lock on even to a weak signal. It'll lock onto a weak signal and stay locked on. So it's not going to be continually just searching and searching and searching. So you should see better battery life. You should see better call reception, right? No, I've experienced drop calls in the past with a phone with a bad modem. So this one should connect to a network much better. Should have less drop calls. Your messages should go through without a hitch. Just a better performing modem. So the modem connects to networks, whether it's cell tower network and or Wi-Fi network, right? Number 13. And again, they're putting a brand new modem in this Pixel 9 series, so I look forward to that. Number 13, lack of accessories. If you go on Amazon and you look for a case, there's not that much. Now, you'll find some, but when you're searching for a case for a Samsung, there's a boatload of cases for S25 series. If you if you look for a case for an iPhone, there's even more cases. Just cases, there's stacks on stacks on stacks. Pixel, just not that much. Now, I get it. I get the reasoning. It sucks. I get the reasoning though, right? So Apple and Samsung sell a gazillion phones. So a lot of these case manufacturers, you'll see the big manufacturers like Spigen. Who else? Caseology, they'll have Pixel cases, but when it comes to smaller companies, why invest money in making and manufacturing a Pixel case and then marketing a Pixel case when it's just a fact that they don't sell as many Pixels as a Samsung device or an iPhone device, right? It just comes down to math. the number of pixels sold are a fraction of the number of Samsung and iPhone devices. So it doesn't really benefit the case companies to make a case for Pixel if they're just simply not going to sell as many, right? So a lot of these companies just don't want to waste their time. And I'm talking about smaller companies. So you'll get your Spigens, you'll get your Rinkies, you'll get Caseology, but you'll get the Nilkin. But these smaller companies, you just don't see many Pixel cases or accessories. So that's another reason. If you can think of any more, please add them in the comments if you're watching this live, or if you're watching the replay, add comments. Let me know what you think. Maybe I missed one. It's been a good 30, 45 minutes trying to come up with a list here. So that's what I could come up with, right? So let me know in the comments if you got any more to add, and we can certainly discuss them on tomorrow's podcast or at a later time. Even if you think of it, even after you get your Pixel, right? And you get let's say you get a Pixel 9 Pro XL on Friday, and you're looking at it, you're like, man, I don't like such and such. Come back to this video, hit me up in the comments, and we can discuss it, right? That's what the live stream is for. Interact and talk about tech. So, speaking of CPUs, real quick before we get out of here. Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. This thing is a beast, and I mean beast. Let me turn my auto framing back on. Booyah. Stabilization. All right. Okay, I feel like the Matrix. Whoa, glitched. Okay, just like the video camera on Pixel. Okay, let's share the screen. Check this out. This is insane, guys. Leaked from internal documents reveal the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 is a 3nm chip with the Oryon CPU. Dun, dun, dun. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 is built on a 3nm node, down from 4 nanometers. It will be a TSMC node again. The CPU will be in a 2+6 configuration as seen in this Geekbench test, but it's not clear whether that's 8 Oryon cores or just 2 Oryon cores plus 6 Cortex cores. Unlike Snapdragon X chips, which target laptops, the 8 Gen 4 has to fit within the thermal and power limits of a pocketable device. So whatever the configuration, the 8 Gen 4 chip beats the Gen 3 by 35%. Let me repeat this. Google. Now, I know next year is a whole different ball game because you're producing your own, but get this. This is the performance increase we need to see. So 8 Gen 4 is going to be 35% better than the last generation. With this Pixel G4 CPU, you get basically about the same performance. And in one instance, you got a worse benchmark score on the Pixel 9 than on the Pixel 8, which just still having a hard time comprehending that, but it is what it is. This is a performance increase. This is what really gets the room moving, right? Let's see. Here's the data sheet. I will put this on my site if you want to take a closer look at it. I don't have it on there right now, but I'll throw it on there. Let's see. Premium tier 5G SoC that is an integrated modem. It is designed with a 3nm superior performance and power efficiency. Model number SM8750 and SM8750P includes the following key components: Oryon CPU, Adreno GPU 8 series for the highest end graphics performance and power efficiency, Qualcomm Spectra image signal processing, 8 series for the ultimate in photography and videography experiences, Adreno VPU 8 series for high quality ultra HD video encoding and decoding, Adreno DPU 8 series for an on-device and thermal ultra HD display support, 3G, which nobody uses, 4G, 5G modem, millimeter wave, and sub-6 brands with its integrated modem. Release 17 integrated modem. Key features: dedicated DSP, an AI accelerator. It has an eNPU supporting always-on audio, always sensing camera, contextual data, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be heavy on AI, I'm sure. It's going to have a hexagon tensor processing unit with hexagon vector E extensions and hexagon matrix extensions, blah, 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 whatever that means. It's going to have Qualcomm Fast Connect. That's badass. It's going to have Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4. It's going to be top of the line. It's going to be the best CPU, mobile CPU in the industry. It should be so good, it even beats the new Apple CPU. Now, let's look at this benchmark test real quick. What did we get here? Wow, those scores are pretty impressive. So, you're going to get essentially a 2900 single core score and just shy 8900 multi-core score. That's moving. That's blazing fast. It's almost double the Pixel 9 series, or the Tensor G4. In fact, it is double, isn't it? Right around there. So you'll first see this released in the Xiaomi 15, which releases in late December, and then you'll see this showcased in the new Samsung S25 series in early January. Now, let's get to the other Snapdragon CPU. Now, I want to tell you, I think their Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 launched this mid-range chip that will power a Galaxy device. Which Galaxy device? We don't know. However, I think nothing should use this CPU in the Nothing Phone 3. The S variant of these CPUs are meant for AI. We all know Nothing delayed the launch of their Nothing Phone 3 because they wanted to get the AI right in the device. So depending on, look, I don't know how much Snapdragon is asking, like per chip basis, right? So Nothing obviously has to negotiate the price per chip when they choose a chip supplier. But I think this would be perfect. It's a higher end, it's the highest end mid-range, which technically it'll probably, the 7S Gen 3 will probably still beat Pixel 9 on benchmarking stuff. Qualcomm has announced the 7S Gen 3 for mid-tier smartphones. Here we go. Here's another performance boost, Google. The new chip brings a 20% faster CPU, 40% faster GPU, 30% better AI performance, and 12% better power savings than last year's 7S Gen 2. Xiaomi, Samsung, and several other brands will offer devices with this processor. Now, the new CPU the performance is largely due to the new CPU cores, featuring 4 Cortex A720 cores and 4 Cortex A520 little cores. And then we've got 1 Cortex A720 core running at 2.5 gigahertz, 3 A20 cores running at 2.4 gigs, and the 4 little cores clocked at 1.8 gigs. Remember 1.8 gigs back in the day was like, whoa, that's fast. Now this new Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 is going to be clocked at 4 gigahertz. The one we were just talking about, the previous CPU, 4 gigahertz. So the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 brings a significant CPU upgrade over last year's. Yes, we just went into that. It's going to be paired with the Adreno 810. So it's not even look, this is really good performance for a quote-unquote mid-range CPU. That's where I think Nothing could really benefit. If they don't want to charge, if they don't want to pay for the flagship, because remember, Nothing's trying to offer a flagship device at a cheaper price, right? So I think the Nothing Phone 2 brand new, I think I paid $714, but that was for the upgraded, that was for the higher storage variant. I think it was $650, but after tax it was like $714. So they want as much performance as they can get in there, but they're not trying to ask for a device at flagship prices. They don't want to hit the $1,000 mark. So this might be the right CPU. Maybe they were waiting on this to come out too, right? You never know. And then once this is announced, they'll throw it in there and they're testing devices, and away we go. It is going to be based on a 4 nanometer TSMC second gen packing design, Bluetooth 5.4, various aptX codecs, adaptive lossless voice, peak downlink speeds, wow, 2.9 gigs, Qualcomm quick charge, 4.0 tech, and Wi-Fi 6E. So it's not going to have Wi-Fi 7, but I still think you'll be okay. If I'm not buying a flagship, that's okay for 6E. If you're buying a flagship from here on out, from today forward, if you buy a flagship device, gotta have Wi-Fi 7. That's just part of the deal. I know not many people have it, but it is available as we speak. So, but not many network providers offer Wi-Fi 7 or as of yet. But that'll change, right? Time is the only factor here. Xiaomi is the first company to adopt this CPU for a launch in a device in September. Qualcomm also stated Realme, Samsung, and Sharp are also working on devices with this chip. So maybe nothing is in negotiations, who knows. But I expect them to put some sort of, unless they put the 8 Gen 2 or 8 Gen 3 in there. But I would like to see, I would rather have the new 7S Gen 3 CPU from Snapdragon and the Nothing Phone 3 over like a year-old flagship. I think the brand new tech, up-to-date tech is still better. A top-of-the-line mid-tier CPU, brand new, is better than a year-old flagship CPU. That's my personal opinion, but it is what it is. So, looks like most everybody done left. So, I'm going to get out of here as well. Is there anything else on making the news? Let's see. A heat wave is coming. Is microcooling the solution? What is microcooling? I have no idea. I might look into this here shortly and talk about this tomorrow. But we'll talk about the OnePlus 13. God, that white looks good. That's going to get launched here soon. Holy crap, in November or October? So the OnePlus 12 was launched earlier this year. The OnePlus 12 was launched nearly a year ago. So if you're looking forward to the next OnePlus flagship phone, the OnePlus 13, the wait could be over here shortly. This is according to a post on the Weibo by tipster Digital Chat Station, who claims that the OnePlus 13 will launch in October, possibly November of this year. God, guys, that's only like 6 to 8 weeks away. The post also goes on to claim that the OnePlus 13 will be priced similar to the OnePlus 12. The OnePlus 12 isn't exactly cheap, but it's good to see that the price won't go up. It also rumored that the handset could run Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. This gives it an advantage over the 2024 flagships. Now, we've already saw potential renders of the handset back in May. It shows a brand new camera module. It appears that OnePlus is ditching that circular cutout in favor for a squarish camera cutout. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. We've also heard that OnePlus 13 could pack a massive battery. It could jump from a 5,400 mAh battery in the OnePlus 12 to a whopping 6,000 mAh battery in this new OnePlus 13. Substantial upgrade. Hopefully translates to a longer usage. Duh. Theoretically it should. But here's the thing. I thought they weren't launching the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 until December. So how is this how is this OnePlus 13 going to launch with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 if the 8 Gen 4 is not coming out till December, but they want to launch this OnePlus 13 in October or November? Maybe they'll announce it in November and then put it up for sale, where you can physically buy it in December, unless Snapdragon plans on releasing the 8 Gen 4 early. Is it launched already? Let's look. Is it not launched already? But is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4? Are they going to launch it early? Let's see. Release date. Oh, here we go. It all makes sense now. Check this out. 8 Gen 4 release date. Expectations and insights. Okay, they are going to release it early. Qualcomm is set to release its latest flagship chip, the 8 Gen 4. Making waves in the smartphone industry, this new chip is anticipated to launch at the annual Snapdragon Summit in October, making a potential leap for processing power and efficiency. Okay, so normally these Snapdragon, ever since I can remember, had their Snapdragon Summit in December, mid-December, right before Christmas. They would have it like, I think, December 15th. And then you would see the first Xiaomi phone get released like right after Christmas, like December 27th. It would be like the Xiaomi 14. And then the Samsungs would release theirs in January. Now, that would make sense if OnePlus is planning to launch in October, because how could it release a chip in October, a phone with a new chip that they haven't even had the launch event for it? Now this makes sense. Snapdragon is moving forward closer to us, their launch date. So I'm assuming OnePlus can push out the OnePlus 13 as soon as this is announced, or if they could do it together. Shit, who knows? But I cannot wait for that. Now that will be my first 8 Gen 4 smartphone, I can guarantee you. And then we're going to get the Samsung S23 Ultra or Note 25, whatever they're going to call it. I am getting the OnePlus 13. I'm in love with this OnePlus 12. It is freaking awesome. So I cannot wait. And I will be trading it in for the new 13. So badass news. Great news to end the podcast on. Please stay tuned to eSIM Studios. We will be back tomorrow with all the latest in tech headlines. And if you think you want to add something else on why reasons people hate Pixel, be my guest. Please comment in the video below. Peace out. Same time, same place tomorrow. Have a great afternoon. Please stay safe. Damn, there's a lot of comments. I'm going to run through these. I apologize. I didn't even see that till now. I got to run. Peace.